Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a quick lesson on this individual by the name of Anton Daniels. I pretty much was watching a premiere early this morning, before I headed out to the plantation, by the brother GMS. Contrition is key. And I noticed a few other brothers also touched on it, because this man, he came out of his mouth, he's spewing out madness, like the typical Babylonian mindset, so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, completely, endorsed and, committed, to the ways of Babylon, trusting, in the shadow of Egypt, but at the end of the day, this man, along with, the rest of these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, with the same mindset, they're going to find themselves, in a situation, that they can't get themselves out of, because ultimately, who they're joining hand in hand with, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, through his system, not to say being successful, is a bad thing, but to put your trust, in, your career, to put your trust, in the shadow of Egypt. Hey, when you're not putting Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai first, that's where you're going off. You see, and that's what's going to cause you, your calamities, that are going to meet you up head on in these days to come. Because that scripture says your silver and gold will not be able to save you in the day of the Lord's wrath, man. You see, when famine hits, it don't matter how much money you got, man. There's going to be no food to buy. You see? When the grid goes down, it's not going to matter what kind of car you drive. You see? You're going to be at the mercy of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And if you've pulled away at the shoulder, right? You thumbed your nose up, at the God of the Bible and his only begotten Son. You people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. The true name of the highest power conceivable is Yahweh. Which means he is, he exists, he's omnipotent. Bahashem means in the name. And Yahweh Shai is who you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Yah means he, Hawa Shai means deliverer. These are the true names in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashawan Kwadash. You see? And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that chose to forsake your power. You see, in the days to come, guess what? You're going to be left to your own devices, man. So your, $1,000 shades, right? Your expensive clothes and your new car with all the creature features is going to have to deliver you, out of the calamities that are going to be resting upon the planet Earth. You see, you're not going to have that divine intervention. Why? Because you chose to lean upon your own understanding, which this individual, Anton, I believe his name's Anton Daniels, is what he's doing. Along with you, the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you think you have it all figured out. But you're going to find out soon come that you didn't. You were living a fantasy, man. You see? Reality is about to kick in, man. And it's going to meet you head on. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, before I grab this clip of this clown, right? Let's grab this. Let's grab the book of Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, because this is exactly what he's doing, right? The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5, and it reads, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, right? And again, that word heart in the Paleo Hebrew means lab, okay, which means your mind. So trust in the Lord with all thine mind, right? And lean not unto thine own understanding. You see? So don't lean upon your own understanding. We're supposed to move in the ways of our power. You see? We're supposed to move through the order of the scriptures. You see? But the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans don't see it that way. But that's okay. Because this is not for everybody. You see? Sound doctrine is not for everybody. Okay? This time around, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is only looking for the remnant. Okay? The elect is going to be delivered out of Babylon. You see? This is not like ancient Egypt. Okay? Everybody's not coming on this Exodus. Only the remnant. And Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, let's grab this real quick. Because this dude's a complete clown, man.
All of them, just like I said in the video. But the overwhelming majority of them that I run into, especially the ones on the street, are still trash. Yes, I'm a double down and I'm a triple down, because just because you are of a specific color and you identify with a specific group does not make you a good person. I don't care what group you are. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care if you're Buddhist. I don't care if you're atheist. I'm not here to evaluate what your religious beliefs are. I'm not here to figure that out. The only thing I care about is if you're a good person or not. And that's how I determine whether or not I am going to rock with you. That cussing Christian, according to my beliefs, I think that character is more important than your lineage, is more important than what you look like, is more important than whether you're a man or a woman, so on and so forth. So we're going to all have disagreements. We're going to all have discourse, but it needs to be civil discourse. And ain't no grown man going to tell this grown man what I am and not going to do. That's one of the beauties of living in America, baby.
You see? And we're going to touch on that. But you heard him say, my beliefs. You see? This is why I opened up with Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. Let's go back. Let's read it again. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5, and it reads, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, right, or mind, and lean not unto thine own understanding. Him leaning upon his own understanding is what's going to cause him to be destroyed. In all thy ways, verse 6, the book of Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 6, and it reads, in all thy ways acknowledge him. Right, so if something bad happens to you, hey, Ka halayim la Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, when he does good for you, you come up on, you know, some shekels, or, you know, you come up on, you know, something good, you know, you're not getting chastised. Hey, Ka halayim la Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Right? And he shall direct thy path. And here's the point. Verse 7, be not wise in thine own eyes. And this man said that your character is over a bloodline, is over a religion, is over. This man's through. And this is what's going to lead him to that path of destruction that he's hastily traveling on. Don't be surprised if this man gets caught up in some judgment, okay? And it's made known to the public, man. And there's a video that entails it. Don't be surprised, right? Fear the Lord and depart from evil. And this damn 2/3 nigga, because that's how he's coming off as a 2/3. You see it in his mindset, right? He does not fear the Lord. He clearly doesn't fear the Lord. You see? And you heard him say, there's no man going to tell this man who he is, right? And you heard him mention America at the end. This is why it's America. We're in America, baby. He trusts in the shadow of Egypt. You see? And this is how you know that we are the people of the Bible, man, because scriptures describe us as a stiff-necked, hard-headed, hard-hearted people. You see? It goes into it. Matter of fact, let's grab this real quick. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7. And I'll start at verse 25, and it reads, since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt, unto this day I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. And here's the point. Yet they hearken not unto me. You see? Nor incline their ear, but harden their neck. They did worse than their fathers. And this dude, Anton Daniels, is an example of that, man. He's hardened his neck. Hey, and he refuses to return, man. He refuses to return. But that's fine. That's okay. Hey, and he's calling us, he called us trash, man. You heard him in the beginning. The majority of them are trash out there, especially the ones out there on the street. You see? He's going to have to eat those words, man. In the time of judgment, every idle word, man. Every idle word, but that don't move us, man. Your hard speech, you see, it doesn't move us, man. You see? Let's go here. Let's go to Ezekiel. Giving more credence, to this man being a stiff-necked, hard-hearted, 2/3 so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, man. Let's see. Ezekiel chapter 3 and verse 7, and it reads, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. And this man clearly said, ain't no man gonna tell this man. He don't believe in the prophets. He doesn't believe that this nigga thinks the Most High is gonna come off his throne and speak to you face to face. That's not gonna happen. He speaks through his servants, the prophets. You see? And we can further prove that. Matter of fact, let me grab a quick precept. The book of, is that Hebrews, the first chapter? Salakia. Khan. The book of Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 1, and it reads, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, who at sundry times and diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. You see? So the Most High is not going to come off his throne to speak to you niggas, man. Okay? When I say niggas, I'm talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. He's not going to come off his throne to speak to you. He speaks through his servants, the prophets. Okay? And you refusing to hearken, hey, it's going to very well cost you your life, man. You see, you're pulling away at the shoulder. You refuse to be reproved. Okay? And it's not looking good for you if you can't be corrected. You're like a bastard son. Let's go back to Ezekiel real quick. Let's continue on. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 7, and it reads, "But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted." Okay? And this Negro right here is a perfect example of that. He's a perfect example of a impudent, hard-hearted, simple nigga. "Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy foreheads." You see, we're stubborn in righteousness. You 2/3 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hey, you ain't scaring nothing. Okay? And we know that you just dross that's going to be burnt away when the missiles come, man. You know, so the things you do and the things you say, you know, to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai servants, guess what? You're not changing the way we move. You're not changing what we believe. And you're not changing the way we think. Because ultimately, we know that these scriptures are faithful and true. We know Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is faithful and true, man. Scripture says, that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai be true and every man a liar, man. And it's plain that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You think just because you got some expensive shades on and a car that makes a little bit of noise, you think you somebody. Hey, scripture also says, if a man thinks he's something and he's nothing, he deceiveth himself, man. Hey, you're deceiving yourself, man. Like the majority of you so-called 2/3 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? You've grown proud in your captivity. Okay? And in the eyes of the Lord, you're dross, man. You're trash. You're useless. You may think you're something in this man's kingdom, in Esau, Edom, so-called white man's kingdom. You may think you're something, right? Because you might have you a little house, right? A little career. You know? A little family. You know? You think you made it? You got the family dog, right? Couple of friends. You think you got it. Not realizing that grievous judgment is on its way. And if you're joined to Mystery Babylon the Great, hey, it's a guarantee that you out of there. You see? It's a guarantee. And the majority of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are joined unto Babylon. You see? So, hey, get ready for that. Get ready for that visitation, man. Let's continue on. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 9, and it reads, "And as an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house." You see? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are rebellious, and we know that. You see? And we're not going to spend too much time on you. You know, through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, I just wanted to touch on this because, Lord willing, it can be edifying. You know, and further prove, you know, that we are those Hebrew Israelites, man. You can even see it through the 2/3. You know? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that refuse to return back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, y'all through. You've grown proud in your captivity. You see? And pride, hey, let's get this real quick. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10. I've been coming in here frequently. That's the spirit, right? In verse 12, and it reads, the beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And you can see that this man is proud. This man is proud, man. Scripture says you should know him. What's it say? You should know a man by his look. Roughly paraphrasing. You can see how he speaks, how he moves, his mannerisms. He's proud. And the simple fact that he refuses to be reproved is going to cost him his life grievously, man. Let's continue on. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and his heart is turned away from his maker. Right? Because this man's choosing mammon. You see? He's choosing mammon over his maker, not realizing that Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai blessed him with his condition. You know? The Lord blessed him with his status. But he doesn't see it that way. And the scriptures go into that. What's that? Is that 2nd Esdras? Is that the 9th chapter? Lord willing, I'm going to grab that, right? Let's continue on. For pride is the beginning, the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 13. It reads, for pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And this man was spewing abomination. He was talking about he didn't care if you were an atheist. He didn't care. He doesn't give a damn. You know he's trailing around sodomites, hugging up on all types of sodomites. He might be a sodomite, but hey. I'm just speaking as a man. You know? He kind of got an end of aura around him. I'll leave it at that. You know, but this man was pouring out abomination, man. You see? And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly, man. And this is what you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have to look forward to, man. Because this is what Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is going to do to Mystery Babylon the Great. Okay? And you jakes that are joined unto it, hey, you're going to be part of that strange calamity, man. And that utter destruction by the way of those missiles, man. You're going to be part of it. You're going to get caught up in this famine. You're going to get caught up in these plagues. See? You're going to get caught up in the teeth of wild beasts. You're going to get caught up in these things, man. Let's go here. The book of Isaiah, chapter 30. I'll close out here if the Spirit allows. Let me start from the top. The book of Isaiah, chapter 30. And verse 1, and it reads, woe to the rebellious children. Who's this? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You're rebellious. We just read it in Ezekiel. Right? Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, right? Iniquity. Sin on top of sin is what? Iniquity, man. And you're covering, you 2/3 Jakes, right? Are covering in the spirit of Babylon. That's the spirit you're being covered by, because that's what you trust in. Let's continue on. That walk to go down into Egypt, right? In America is the modern day Egypt. Mystery Babylon the Great, spiritually Sodom in Egypt. And you can see that. Just look around you, man. Look at the back of your dollar bill, man. Look at the back of your dollar bill. Okay? And have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. And Esau, even the so-called white man, he's the modern day Pharaoh, man. And he's holding us captive, and he refuses to let us go. You see? But Yahweh Shai is going to come get us in a minute, man. and this man's going to have hell to pay. And to trust in the shadow of Egypt, man. Therefore, shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Right? Because what scripture say? Babylon's going to sit in the dust, man. And that dust represents confusion. Okay? And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans joined unto her. Guess what? You're going to be in confusion with her. Oh, I never thought Babylon was going to fall. I can't believe this is happening. This can't be true. You see? You're going to be confused when these calamities come upon you, man. You see? Because here it is. You're joined into a power structure, right? That's foaming at the mouth. You see? This whore is coughing up blood, man. And she's not going to make it. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are foolish to put your trust in this whore, man. But it's all good, because guess what? It's your lot. It's your lot. You see? This word, what should have been for your welfare, hey, it's become a trap. You see? You refusing to return to your power. You refuse to return to this word. Guess what? You don't realize it now. But it would have been the best thing for you. You see? But you refuse to be corrected. All right? You 2/3 stiff-necked, high-headed Jake refuse to be reproved. Okay? So therefore, the judgment must come. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey, if you can't be resuscitated by this word, hey, there's nothing that can be done for you, man. You're revolted and gone at that point. You just got to be reset. Matter of fact, let's close out here. The book of Proverbs, chapter 15, and verse 10, and it reads, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwathiam were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halalium La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Shalom.